Let's go. 10 logo. Topper, topper.
I'm coming. Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
Right. Let's go.
And he'll give it here to his running back.
I got you, boy.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
So just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Operating from the gun, Jones. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard, 2nd and 11. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At their 48-yard line. Set, ready? 30 base.
Check 56. I'm coming after you.
22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber.
Lucky.
Right on.
From the gun, Jones. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Jones now. From the gun, he'll throw. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
We got 4. Shoot. Watch the edge. Yep. Take motion.
They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down.
They're not ready for this. They still playing soft. Squeeze, get in there. Shit.
Kill. Tight dog. Say. Hey. 50 the month.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Okay, ready?
Mike 50. I'm coming. Switch.
You're out. General, flash. Ready, go.
Running on first down, Eckler. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple.
Watch the boot. Watch the boot. Check three. Check three. Check three. Undercrush. Undercrush. Check. 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 Ready. Go.
A give. Eckler running to the right. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
H3, 218, chopper, chopper. By 7, let's go. 15. Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
Hey, watch it, watch it.
Hut, hut.
Now back to throw. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down.
Shit. Dog. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship.
They'll look to throw here. And that's complete. It's the tight end Daniels. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th.
Well, peel back the curtain, partner. We've got a pretty good look into how they plan to play this game. Aggressive seems to be the word. Going for it on 4th down in that situation.
Yeah, opening drive. Now, we know this coaching staff, they have traits of aggression in their history, but what a start to this game. They're going for it.
Yeah, a lot of people might say reckless, but they got it. 1 for 1 on 4th down here early in the game.
Check it out.
Lock it. Get wrong.
Kill.
Race don't travel. Ready.
They go back to the ground now with Eckler. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down L.A.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it's going to be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Red. 50. Clean. Get in there.
Check 15. Check 15.
Check 50, Jane.
First down, and they stick with Eckler. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
They'll try the right side with Eckler. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. And the Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. Steps away to his left. Complete. Hunter Henry with a grab. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Again, the offense will stay out there. They've converted once on this drive. What can they do here on 4th down? They'll run for it with Eckler, and he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. Sean McVay's gamble does not pay off, and the Raider D, they get the football back. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
X3, snap.
Here's Jones, operating from the gun, and it's incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. He gets this away, angled for the sideline with a lot behind it. Wow. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4 at the 32-yard line.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Squeeze, get in there.
Going on the ground with Eckler. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
The Chargers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Mine's 50. You don't know no better. 25, check 25, check 25. Kill. Hey, turn it up. Ready, go. Run.
They'll set up a throw, and he finds Daniels. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards.
First down, Chargers.
Here we go.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Check the backer. Check 31. You're out. Check 26. Tighten up. Alert 3.
Slam. Ready, go.
Here is Eckler. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. First down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 48-yard line.
SOS. Check.
Hey, check 24. Watch 24. Shoot. Check.
And with the play clock running out, Sean McVay will take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter.
I know he ain't got it. Big dash. Come. Show him.
Under 10. Under 10. 10. Switch it, switch it, switch it. Come on, switch it. Lock it. Yeah, switch gears. Go, go. Ready, go.
They'll run here with Eckler. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles. We're only in the second quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. You might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
The Chargers deliver 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Check 49, check 49. He's checking, he's checking, he's checking. Crash, crash. Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Go.
2nd and 11. He'll try and run it. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his 2nd week of the regular season. They'll look to throw. He'll get this to Eckler. He will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Come on, set. 18 Gator. Snap. We ain't beginning to turn you up. Don't get nervous. Ready.
Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. The tackle made by Nicholas Morrow.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
On play action, they'll throw. And an alley to run. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 36. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. Earlier in the quarter when the defense was keying on the run, you said offensively they need to open things up, take some shots downfield. Didn't work there, but they did.
Yeah, I'm not going to change my tune now. I still think it's the right play because when you take those shots downfield, you open the eyes of the defense to what you could do to them, and that may open some things up for you offensively.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Going for the deep ball. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10.
Delta. Check my 50. Mike is a 50. Check my 50. I'm here all day. Check 3. Check 3. Check 3.
They're going to look to throw. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones.
Nice pick.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. It's a short kick taken near the 18. And it'll be a terrific return here as he gets it down all the way inside the 30.
That strong return has set them up nicely for this drive, and we all know the next score is going to have a major impact on this game.
Ready. 50, Mike's 50. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Check. 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 Hop, hop, hop. Chopper. Chopper. Watch out. Watch out. Oh.
Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Ready, ready. 8, read. 65, 65. 65. Mike 50, Mike Alpha. Hey,
Second and 13. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Maurice Hurst, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 15-yard line.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Back to throw now on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a second and 10. Second and 10. Being chased out left. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Hunter Henry. And that takes us from second to third down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Dancing to his left. And he's got it. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Taywan Taylor, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it first and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Second and 10.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10. From the gun, Jones trying to lay one up deep. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Big play coming up. Here's third and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Got a man open. It's Ross. A third down gain of 19. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Come on, set. 15, Lonnie. 15 line. Watch the slant.
And a give this time to the tailback. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll go right back to the ground with Fall. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Now Jones on first down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
A gain of 6 there on first.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Cut, cut, cut.
Look at me, zipper. Check the call. Hey, Orbit. Let's go. Get the big grip.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Raiders have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 14-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a penalty marker's down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive.
Let's go.
Now, this is going to put them back with not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
Looking to throw. Complete. It's Henry. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. 16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for L.A. Now a toss play to Eckler. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Samson Abukum showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
Now, the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Looking deep downfield. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. And he's going to have this down deep into Oakland territory.
62 yards on the play. First down, Los Angeles.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Back now in the East Bay. It's Charger football, but they trail here as we get going in quarter number 4. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
He's coming. We got double up. Go! Switch. Hey, alert 3. Watch that. Hey, motion backfield. Let's go.
On the ground, it's Eckler. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13.
Hey. 4 down. Back. Whip.
He'll look to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Juan Thornhill.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. Now listen, it's a team game, we know that, but where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? They take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again, but on offense they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right. You just mentioned it. The defense did it again. They bailed them out on a number of occasions in this contest. It's time for them to repay the defense at the least. Keep the ball for a while. Give those guys a break so they can catch their breath.
Protein spill. Here we go.
On 2nd down and 4. Jones connecting here with DJ Sharp. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this 4th quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
Jones now 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Bravo.
56. Mike, 56, right there, 56.
On 2nd and 7, Jones finds his tight end Ingram. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 36. And he'll give it here to his running back. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard.
Ready?
56. Mike's 56.
22 jet bombers. 22 jet bombers. Ready?
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 24. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now. And here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football. And that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. And to give this time to the tailback. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake it the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. This is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
Check 26, check 26.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively they burn it here with 1:51 left. And his kick here is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
The Charger drive about to get going. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
They'll set up to throw. Now a desperation throw deep down. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked up by Gary and Conley. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Now the big play pushes them all the way out to the 40 now for first down. Now it looks like he'll throw here. Going deep downfield for Ross. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. John Ross, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, Coach, what do you want to call? He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Come on, boy. Ready, go.
Back to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury.
Right. He's crossing. He's checking crack.
Big ass, big ass, big ass.
Nice 7. Let's go. On the ball. Let's go.
They'll drop the throw. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. On is the Chargers punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. Now Randall. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Jones from the gun, he'll throw. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
Incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Yeah. You don't want nothing.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And picked up by the Chargers. And that will write a finish to this ball game. So this one, a victory for the Oakland Raiders. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw